What's up, Vikings fans? Welcome to the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and I will be your host for today's show. And on today's show, we got 3 blockbuster trades that the Vikings can make to help them inch their way a little closer to truly being a Super Bowl contender in this upcoming season. Obviously, there's speculation if the Vikings are kind of, rebuilding, retooling, or maybe they're trying to contend. But I got 3 moves the Vikings can make to obviously inch their way closer to truly contending for a Super Bowl. But guys, I am asking for your help and I am asking for your support because we are only 20 subscribers away here at Vikings Now from reaching 13,000 subs. So first off, shout out to all of you guys who have hit that sub button so far. But if you guys are new here and this is your first time coming across the channel and you just want to be a more informed Vikings fan, hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot here at Chat Sports, and it really goes a long way. So free, easy way to help us out. Let's hit 13 subs on today's video. But let's do it. Let's dive into these 3 trade ideas that I cooked up for the Vikings to kind of inch their way closer to becoming a true Super Bowl contender in this upcoming season. Obviously, there's huge concern over the secondary, maybe the edge group, but we start off with the Vikings addressing the secondary, and the trade I cooked up was Kenny Moore, the Indianapolis Colts cornerback, coming to Minnesota, and then the Vikings sending a 2024 fourth-round pick to Indianapolis to get the Colts corner. And Kenny Moore, from a production standpoint this past season, he's not going to blow you away. Like, only 64 tackles, 4 pass breakups, didn't record an interception or a forced fumble, but he was in and out of the Colts lineup this past season due to injuries, hence why you only see 12 games played for him in this past season. But I think he would be a huge addition to this Vikings cornerback group. Like, obviously, I've said it before. I like Byron Murphy. I don't love him. I would rather have him be more of a hybrid corner 2 or corner 3 on a team. But again, he's a tremendous talent. He was a high pick in the NFL draft, and he really, we haven't really seen him kind of fully live up to that potential of a first-round pick. Obviously, we still have Booth and Evans. The uncertainty around them. They both dealt with injuries this past season, and we're really expecting both them to maybe take that next step and hopefully truly be solid corner pieces for this Vikings secondary. And then obviously you got the rookie Mekhi Blackmon and Kalen Barnes, Jawan Williams, Ty Gowan kind of round out this cornerback group. But by no means I think this Vikings cornerback room is ready to go and ready to contend for a Super Bowl. Like, if the Vikings do have true Super Bowl aspirations, addressing corner has to be the number one move they need to kind of, circle on their kind of checklist of, positions of needs and all. So I fully believe the Vikings to, address the cornerback group, whether it's free agency or maybe a trade here. I've thrown out the idea of Marcus Peters, adding a veteran who would truly fit in well with Brian Flores' man-to-man system where you don't have any safety help over the top. So Vikings address it either in free agency or a trade, but I do expect them to do so. But if they don't address it, I do have faith in Andrew Booth Jr. and Caleb Evans. I definitely think those two will take that next step up this next season, and maybe they won't be Pro Bowlers or be all-pro type of corners. But I do think they both have potential to be really solid cornerback pieces on that rookie contract that they both still are obviously on, entering year 2 of their careers with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm a fan of both of them, and I got faith in them. But I'll ask you guys this question. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if YouTube throws an ad break your way, sit back, let it play, and let me know your thoughts on if you think the Vikings should add another corner. Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no down in the comment section. Curious to see what you guys all have to say. Trade idea number 2 for the Minnesota Vikings is addressing the edge position. Obviously, the Vikings moved Zadarius Smith to the Cleveland Browns, and there's still the trade rumors being floated around there amongst Danielle Hunter. So let's go get a stud. Let's go get Alex Highsmith from the Pittsburgh Steelers, where the Vikings would have to give up a 2nd and a 4th-round pick. But, man, this guy from a production standpoint last season, he was a stat sheet stuffer. 63 tackles, 12 tackles for loss. Yes, you read that right. 14.5 sacks for Alex Highsmith this past year with 5 forced fumbles. And I really do believe it. If you would pair Highsmith up with Marcus Davenport or Danielle Hunter, this would be incredibly fun to watch. I would have so much fun just watching these dudes pin their ears back, focus on that opposing team's quarterback, and just dominate other teams' offensive tackles. And we all know adding edge help is a huge key in the modern-day NFL in terms of winning a Super Bowl. We saw it with that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team when they beat the Chiefs. They had Jason Pierre-Paul, Shaq Barrett. They had multiple dudes they could rotate in and out. We've seen it with the Niners and the Eagles especially. They have dominated on the defensive lines in years past. It seems like whatever team comes out of the NFC, they have a solid edge group. And adding a guy like Alex Highsmith, even though the Vikings did lose Zadarius Smith, I think this would take this edge group to another level, and I think you would really have a top 10 edge position group in the NFL. And plus, you never know. If Marcus Davenport ever lives up to that first-round hype, he could be a special player as well. But obviously with the uncertainty around Danielle Hunter, I'll ask you guys this. What will happen with Danielle Hunter? He's only set to make $4.5 million this upcoming season, and a lot of people are suggesting that the Vikings could possibly move on from him. But I'll ask you guys, what will happen with Hunter? Give me an S for stay, that he will stay with the Vikings, or give me a T for trade. One player I know that will be staying with the Minnesota Vikings for the foreseeable future, that's our first-round rookie, Jordan Addison, and we have his jerseys on sale right now. If you guys just go to chatsports.com/Vikings jersey, you can get a Jordan Addison jersey heading your way ASAP. He will be wearing number 3 for the Vikings this year, so this number is just a placeholder. But guys, seriously, help us out here at Chat Sports and head to chatsports.com/Vikings jersey and get your Jordan Addison jersey today. The third trade I cooked up, shocker, we have the Vikings trading for another cornerback, but this is an absolute dog, and this is a stud cornerback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in this trade, I got a little sticky here. I did have the Vikings giving up Andrew Booth Jr. and a second-round pick. Carlton Davis is one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL, and it's going to take a lot to go get him. But he obviously dealt with injuries this past season, but in 2021, before he got hurt, he was an absolute dog, and he was really one of the better corners in the NFL. From a production standpoint, he had 11 pass breakups in 10 games. 11 pass breakups in 10 games with an interception. That's just unreal production from him. And I've been a fan of Carlton Davis's games ever since he came out of college. And I do think if Brian Flores had to pick any guy, it would be Carlton Davis. Like, in terms of a true man-to-man corner that wants to sit in that chair and go mano-a-mano with another team's wide receiver, and he could say, I don't want safety help over the top. Flores, you send dudes, you up the blitz packages, you send more pressure to the cornerback. I got this guy. I got him strapped up. That's Carlton Davis. So if the Vikings want to make a big-time move to address this secondary, if they could somehow land Carlton Davis from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would love it. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't supposed to be that good this upcoming season. So maybe around the trade deadline, they say, let's try to get some draft compensation, and we'll move off Carlton Davis. But, guys, I want to wrap up today's show by doing something fun here. And we're going to start doing this on every show at the end. So if you guys stick around and have a little trivia time with us, I'll be asking you guys a question on a random Minnesota Vikings history fact. And today's question is, who was the Vikings defensive coordinator in 1992? I'll give you guys just a quick second to get those answers in there. But the answer is Tony Dungy was actually the Vikings defensive coordinator in 1992. That was a little fun fact thrown out there that I saw. It was actually on Twitter when I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll throw this your guys' way. But Tony Dungy, defensive coordinator for the Vikings in 1992. Hopefully, Brian Flores can live up to the, standard that Tony set for the Minnesota Vikes. But as always, guys, thank you guys for watching today's show. Help us reach 13,000 subscribers here on the channel. Just need 20 of you guys. So help me out here. And as always, see you guys next time. SKOL Vikes.